Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. And today we're gonna take a look at how college students are spending $100. So there's a video going around that asks 5 college students to explain how they've spent $100 on groceries. And I thought this sounded really interesting and I'm really curious about this video. So we're gonna watch it together. And we're gonna see how these students and their spending habits hold up to budgeting and the baby steps.
My name's Ryan, and I go to a public university.
I'm Dylan. I go to a private university.
What's your major?
I study finance.
Strategic communications.
I am going to be a medical assistant.
Trying to be an actor.
If you're trying to be an actor, why even go to college?
I'm going to college because my parents require that.
After having my daughter, that's what really pushed me to continue with my education.
All right, so technically they haven't talked about food yet in the budget, but this is a good example of different motivations that go on when it comes to going to college. So one girl says her parents are making her go, but she really wants to be an actor. And the other has chosen to pursue a specific degree after her daughter was born. So I think it's important to know the motivation behind your college degree before you go and apply for college and go down this road. And especially, if you're taking out student loans, don't do that. But listen, college may be right for you, may not be right for you, may be right for your child, maybe not. I don't know. It's becoming a question more than ever today. And I think it's a great one to ask, that it's not just this like assumed thing, but really seeing, okay, where's their heart? Where's their passion? What do they want to be doing? And how do we make good decisions and help them make good decisions during this time? You guys, there are clothes in my closets that I never wear, I admit it, but I'm trying to simplify, and that's why I love the capsule pieces from Carly Jean, Los Angeles. Every piece can be mixed and matched to become a key part of your look. Carly Jean clothes are classic and flattering. And they'll save you money because you can wear them multiple ways instead of for just one occasion. So simplify the way you dress without sacrificing your style. Go to carlyjeanlosangeles.com and use code Rachel for 20% off your first purchase. That's 20% off the entire site at carlyjeanlosangeles.com with code Rachel. All right, let's see the next clip.
We gave you $100.
Yes.
And this is what you bought.
Yes. I just buy like little snacks that I can add to like my school day.
Usually I spend about $50 on groceries, so I had a little leeway so I could have some fun with it. So I splurged on the honeycomb cereal.
I like to cook fresh foods, so we got greens.
Okay, so I noticed that the first girl spent $55, over half of her budget on miscellaneous items, which doesn't look like a lot. So I'm just curious where all that money went. And the next girl says that she's used to spending only $50 a week on groceries, so she splurged on honeycomb cereal because she had extra to work with. And listen, I love that. See, that is what happens when you budget. You honestly end up getting more for less because you're intentional. And then when you have some margin, you get to treat yourself. Now, I love the last guy saying that his priority is fresh food because there's another myth that goes around that says you can't eat healthy on a budget, but you can, and he's doing it, so there's proof.
I get Uber Eats and stuff sometimes.
How much do you think you spend on Uber Eats?
Per month, maybe 150, 200, I don't know.
I don't cook. I eat out almost every day.
Is that costly?
Nope.
I don't come from a family that like has a ton of money, so that kind of sucks when everyone else is going out to eat and you just like have to stay home to save money.
How much do you think you spend every month on food?
Let's just say I spend $1,000, but let's not tell anybody.
I'll probably spend around 150 on groceries per month.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a great example of how people can use the exact same resources in such a different way. So one guy spends $200 on Uber Eats a month, and just think about it. If he didn't do that and he went and just like ate on campus or made dinner at home, where he could have saved that $200, like let's just for the fun of it calculate it. Let's say he's 20 years old. He started investing $200 a month at age 20 with a 10% return. He'd have over $2 million at 65. And then next, our sweet actress friend says that she goes out to eat a lot and spends $8,000 on food a month. Oh my gosh, for one person. And the other girl says that she comes from a household that wasn't able to afford a lot of excess, so she actually learned to stick to her food budget, which was $150 a month. And she says it takes discipline to say no when all her friends go out to eat, but she's doing it. which is incredible. The discipline of what she's doing to stay within her budget, so smart.
How do you support yourself?
I work about 30 to 35 hours a week.
I take care of her in the morning, go to school in the afternoon, go to work at night, and then sometimes I'm up until 1 or 2 doing homework.
Sometimes I'll walk dogs.
That pays for rent and for food and everything?
So usually okay. Yeah, so my parents like pay for my rent. This is getting personal.
Do you ever struggle with money?
I have.
Yes, this summer, for example, I didn't get 2 of my grants.
I spent all my money in New York City.
Had to raise $6,000.
I had the best time of my life, but I was not future thinking. It was hard, I cried a lot, my mom helped me.
Okay, so our budgeting girl works 30 to 35 hours a week while in school. Absolutely amazing. And listen, school and work, it's a lot to balance, but it can be done. But then later, she mentions that she is raising $6,000 when her 2 grants or scholarships didn't come in instead of going into debt, which is amazing. And then our other 2 friends mentioned that they are relying on their parents for financial support. So if your parents are able to help you out, especially while you're in college, there's no shame in that, but it's not something that you can count on forever. So again, it's just a good reminder to check yourself when it comes to comparison. Like, don't compare your tight budget and 35-hour per week work schedule and having to pay for all your expenses to someone else's parent-paid housing expenses, right? Those are 2 different worlds. So that's where comparison is not great. So neither one is right or wrong, or good or bad. They're just different.
When you're done with college, how much debt are you gonna have?
I'll be around $15,000 in debt.
About 15,000.
25,000.
30 to 35,000 in debt. But you know, I'm about to be done, so I don't really want to think about it anymore.
Do you think you'll be paying off your student debt for the rest of your life?
Probably.
To be honest, I don't really look at debt as like a huge thing because everyone has it. Hopefully I'll just get a really cool job acting in a big movie, like Marvel maybe will pay it off, but maybe a coffee shop.
Now, student loan debt enters the equation, so it's definitely worth noting that every single one of them says that they'll have debt after they graduate. And our budgeting queen will have the most at $35,000. And I have to admit, our actress friend saying that she's not worried about debt because everyone else has it is so normal, you guys. But remember, just because everyone is making a decision with money doesn't mean that it's wise. But she's optimistic, so I guess it's good. All right, you guys, that was a great video. I love hearing people's perspectives, but I think there's kind of 2 big takeaways. Number 1 is just being intentional. So whether it's a decision to go to college and how to pay for it or how to support yourself while you're in school or even just as a young adult, you have to have a plan and practice self-control. I promise you will thank yourself later. And number 2, quit the comparison game. There will always be other people around you that seem like they have it better off or have more money or having more fun, but you don't know what is happening behind the scenes. They could have family that supports them. They could have a ton of debt. You don't know. So focus on your goals and your budget. To find out more about budgeting for groceries or paying off debt, check out RamseySolutions.com and make sure to send this video to a friend who's thinking about their future, maybe their kid's future. It's a really interesting video. All right, you guys, thanks for watching and listening. And as always, take control of your money and create a life you love.